Amul, sir has joined by the name Dr. Ravi Joshi. Amul Madan.
यस सर, मैं को होस्ट बना देता सर रवि जोशी. यस.
So, on behalf of UGC Malviya Mission Teachers Training Center, I welcome our today's resource person, Dr. Ajit Thete, sir, former Director, Technical Education, a person with a vast teaching, research, administrative experience. Indeed, it is really an honor and pleasure for all of us to have him here as a resource person on this last day of this NEP orientation and sensitization course. Basically, the course was to be uh, concluded yesterday, but being a principal meet in the MMTTC, Dr. Babasaheb Ambedkar Marathwada University, we have postponed it on today. So I welcome, and before starting the session, again, same request which have been said by me from the first day itself, that all participants kindly upload your documents. And tomorrow at 11:30, the MCQs exams will be there. कल मॉर्निंग में 11:30 बजे MCQs के एग्जाम रहेंगे. तो सभी पार्टिसिपेंट से मेरा ये रिक्वेस्ट है कि अपने डॉक्यूमेंट्स आप अपलोड कर ले, और डॉक्यूमेंट्स अपलोड करने के बाद में ही आपको सर्टिफिकेट मिलेगा. इफ योर डॉक्यूमेंट इज नॉट अपलोडेड, देन योर admission will be transferred to the next course. So again, I welcome our guest, not taking much a time between you and him. I will now hand over the proceedings to our respected resource person, Dr. Ajit Thete. Over to you, sir.
Thank you. Thank you so much. Thank you, Dr. Rafi, sir, for inviting me to this very important program of Malviya Mission Teachers Training, especially planned to on NEP orientation and sensitization program. Today is the last day, and all my professors, I know that by this time, you must have been very much sensitized with the different aspects of National Education Policy 2020. To me, I welcome you all again, all professors across the country, to this my session. I'll be delivering for 2 hours because, as just now Dr. Rafesa told you, that the program will conclude at 4:30. I means my session. So I will be discussing with you up till 4:30. And obviously, when we talk on the process, on the topic of the discussion on academic leadership, governance, and management, this is the topic which have been given to me. So, dear professors, obviously in the past, prior to national education policy, the role of teacher was same as today. But of course, due to the national education policy, we have got a very specific guidelines, a framework in which we can really work, and therein to implement the policy requirement of National Education Policy 2020, obviously we required academic leadership. When we talk about academic leadership, generally we refer to this terminology as a one leader. We used to say that if a university is there, vice chancellor is the leader. If it is an institute, our director or principal is leader, or HOD is leader. But when we talk in context of academic leadership, every one of us, you and me, are the leaders in this particular process of education. So today's my topic is on to the academic leadership, governance, and management. This is a strategic way for career and professional development. I fully appreciate you all being the part of showing your willingness to join this program, because having sensitized with the NEP requirement, you will definitely feel that we as a teacher can contribute for the development of the society, development of student, development of institution, development of research, and so on to so on. To happen that when we have a good governance and good management, it is going to be very significant and will uh, facilitate the entire process of the education excellence. So the slides are before you. I'm going to take the support of slide to interact so that our discussion become more focused. In some time, because of the time constraint, I may skip some slides with quick just showing you, demonstrating you. So welcome again to this presentation. I understand the audience who are sitting or connected with me are all the Nobel professionals. They are from the humanities, they are from the science and technology, they are from commerce and management. So I always say that teacher and teaching is a noble profession. And that noble profession, we can do a very lot for the entire society at large. So, dear audience, you being the noble profession, coming from the different demography, I understand many of you are from the rural, from tribal, from semi-urban, urban area, and metro area. Why I'm talking about this demography is me as a teacher, me as a head of department, me as a director of the institution, or me as a say part of the university authority, I must know where from my students are coming. And whatever we talk, whatever the principal guidelines are given, we must be able to tune up it as per the requirement of demography, isn't it? And that's why I mentioned that I understand while preparing my this lecture that my faculty members, the audience is from the different demography which are serving to the different parts of our country. And obviously, our target audience in the higher education institution are mixed and diverse students population. Rural are there, urban are there. We have a language, different language we are using. There are individual differences among the students. Students are not really, all students know about their career and life goals. This is the fact that you and me are experiencing in every step of our life and our career. So, in this case, the context of us we today meeting is the context of policy guidelines. I know across last 2 weeks you must have discussed on this policy requirement, policy decision, vision, and mission. My purpose of showing these few slides is in the context of academic leadership, governance, and management, so that we get a proper platform to deliberate on the topic of today's session. Excuse me. The National Policy of Education 2020, you know that its design is multidisciplinary and holistic education. In the very first time in our country, we are coming out with an education system which is multidisciplinary in nature and holistic in education. Obviously, we require good academic leadership for different reasons. By 2040, all higher education institutions shall aim to become multidisciplinary institution and shall aim to become larger student enrollment for a creation of vibrant multidisciplinary communities. Try to understand why we are talking about academic leadership, why we talk about governance, why we talk about the planning of managing systems. Yes, any question, please? Mr. Nikam, you have raised the hand.
By mistake, sir. By mistake, they have.
Oh, okay, no issue. So, if we look to this aspect, why? Why that we want academic leadership? Why we want a governance? Why we want management? Because by 2040, we want all higher education institutions shall aim to become multidisciplinary institution, because this is the core of our institution. This is the core of our national education policy, and we have to increase the larger scope of the students' enrollment and make a vibrant multidisciplinary community. Not only that, we know that different types of institutions which will be there will be having multidisciplinary universities and higher education institutions. When we talk about university, we means a university is a multidisciplinary institution of higher learning that offer undergraduate, postgraduate program with high quality teaching, research, and community engagement. We are also going to have a third category of autonomous degree granting colleges. Okay, already we have many autonomous degree granting colleges, but now we expect in future this autonomous degree granting colleges will be the large multidisciplinary institution of higher learning, granting UG and primary focusing on the UG teaching and to the little size in the smaller than the universities. So this is going to be the different types of the institution, and nevertheless, the last point, which shows that very soon all institutions are going to be the autonomous institution. The affiliating pattern, the present affiliation pattern with certain state or private university is not going to be there. And when we talk of autonomy, we require more leadership, and that more leadership required proper governance and management. So this is one of the platform or one of the cause of having this today's session, so that we all, irrespective of our position in our organization, how we can really contribute and provide academic leadership to the institution. The NEP agenda we know very well, because when I'm talking about the academic leadership, I must know little insight into that. I'm going to go to a deep insight too. But from the inside, if you see, this is a student-centric education. Okay, agenda is student flexibility. We are providing flexibility. I don't know how many of you must have read earlier documents of National Knowledge Commission. And this National Knowledge Commission, one of the observations given by the expert was that students are unable to join higher education. They have given a reason for the low enrollment to the higher education because of the rigid nature. Because everybody is not possible, for everybody it is not possible to come and learn for 3-year program, 4-year program. And that was decided, that was taken into the account. And in national education policy, we have a flexibility. I can take an exit after first year, go and work, come back, either in same institute or other institute, take second year. Again, if I wish, I can go back, work, come back, complete third year, then I will get certificate, diploma, and bachelor's degree. Okay. It means now when we talk about academic leadership, here we require an academic leadership in designing the curriculum, in designing the on-the-job training program, in career and guidance of the students in making these things to happen. Multidisciplinary education, this is the long demand. I remember I started working on curriculum design and development since 1994, and I'm really happy to share with you that in 1994, nationwide, we designed first multidisciplinary education program. Why multidisciplinary education program? So that for the two reasons. One reason is that you can apply your knowledge domain in a different domains of work, in your different ages of your profession. This is the one essential part of that. Second part of that, I am a, say, for example, a liberal arts student, a sociology student, but I want to learn something on artificial intelligence. I want to want to learn something on the C++ programming. Or I'm a I'm a computer engineer. I want to know something about economics. I want to know about the sociology. Now, this multidisciplinary research, like education, is going to give us an opportunity. Again, leadership is required of internships. We have to plan for internships. We have to develop among the students ethical and moral reasoning. Dear, my dear professors, this academic leadership that we want to provide is to that extent that sometimes we used to say that education is development of body, mind, and soul. We know in the past few years, our more and more focus was on the development of the certificate-related graduates. But now, here equally important that we require ethical values and moral reasoning. There we have to design so many aspects. Knowledge and practice of human and constitutional values. Now our country is leading globally. Now we want to become a $5 trillion economy. We want to be third into the entire globe. Then we must be able to use the knowledge and practice of human and constitutional values so that we develop along with all our stakeholders, all our members of the society, citizenship skills and values. We want to develop knowledge of India, environment awareness, including water resource conservation, sanitation, hygiene, etc., etc. Now, how we are going to become, how we are going to build in, how we are going to include this as a part of our education system, either designing a UG program or a postgraduate program, there are challenges are going to be there. So here we require more and more academic leadership. And hence, in designing the holistic health, global citizenship education, knowledge for India, organic living, we need to provide a different type of the curriculum, different type of teaching strategy, pedagogy that we have to use, where even assessment pattern need to be modified. And that's why our academic leadership is going to play a vital role into this. So in our 5 types of minds that we want to develop, as said by our APJ Abdul Kalam Saab, we want to develop in our country to become a successful. We want to develop the disciplinary minds. Now, disciplined minds means if I'm a man of economics, I will have a in-depth knowledge, advanced knowledge, and broad-based knowledge of the on the field of domain of economics. I want creative mind. Creative mind means by using the knowledge of economics, I must come out very innovative techniques, innovative rules, innovative models and theories so that it will be useful to the society and industry as large. Synthesizing mind. In a synthesizing mind, I want to blend my knowledge of economics into a variety of the field. I must be able to synthesize my knowledge into that. Not only that, we want ethical minds. Having all these first 3 minds is not essential, not sufficient, but we want ethical minds too. And to that ethical mind begins the journey with respectful mind. So, my dear friends, my dear professors, our national education policy is strongly based upon what APJ Abdul Kalam says that we want to become a vibrant knowledge economy. And to become a vibrant knowledge economy with Indian ethos, with moral and ethics values, and vibrant knowledge economy. That's why our disciplinary mind, creative mind, synthesized mind also are going to be very important. We require to provide that type of the leadership, and there we require a lot of planning in doing so. So the context of this faculty induction program and this particular session is academic leadership in context to good governance and management. How we, in this background, in this context, how the academic leadership is required and we can provide good governance and management. New teacher needs rigorous preparation, continuous professional development, so that we get over the period we get good academic and professional support. So that is the purpose that we have this type of the sessions, this type of the training program. John F. Kennedy says that leadership and learning are indispensable to each other. If you want to be a good academic leader, learning is must. And that continuous learning will help us to provide good academic leadership, excellent academic leadership, marching towards our vision and mission of not only national education policy, but our universities, our institution, your own mission and vision. And that's why we have lot of milestones for your own self, which will have to plan for. Obtain higher educations and qualifications. When we talk about providing a leadership, continuous professional development is required. Opt education as a field of career and profession. Sorry, not only as a job, but we want this as our career, as a profession, because in the light of national education policy, we require good number of professors like you who can really now develop our new India, so that we can really become a 5 trillion economy. And for that journey will begin with the development of students. So we have to opt for that. Accept the responsibility in the educational institute. I don't mean to say that you are not accepting the responsibility in the education institute. But then now to look to this part of that, this journey, this goal is not easy goal. We'll have to work in team, and everyone have to be accountable and responsible. And hence, accepting the responsibility and educational institution has to be your milestone. In this process, since as I told you, this 2 hours interaction is just a sharing of thoughts with each other. Already you have completed 2 weeks of the training. But then for the lifelong, self-study is important. What to teach, how to teach, why to teach. We will not get only content oriented, but we need to understand what are the outcomes which we have discussed earlier in the context of that. Start teaching, doing research, have a continuous professional development. You have to guide students, you have to mentor them, you have to develop among the student the thinking and critical discussions on different points, different issues to find out the solution. So friends, on this aspect, you have to go and work on that. And at the end, I want every professor establish your own philosophy of education. I am of the opinion that if every teacher, unless and until he or she develops his or her own philosophy of education, this is little difficult to contribute in the field of education. So the milestone is that at the end of the day, you should have your own philosophy of education, your own ideas, your own views, your own knowledge, your own experiences. You can go and give it to the students for its development. And hence, as I said, somewhere we have to think that why students take admissions in higher education institution. Why do we teach? And obviously, what is the expected outcome of this combined effort? At the end of the day, again, we have to think about that. And that's the reason we come with that, as APJ Abdul Kalam says, he's my favorite hero. must be for you also. Let us sacrifice our life today. APJ Abdul Kalam used to say, let us sacrifice our life today so that our children can have a better tomorrow. So, friend, National Education Policy 2020 has given us an opportunity so that we can throw light on our community. We can develop our students, and really we can provide an education which is as required by their parent, individual student, society, and industry. So let us sacrifice into this aspect. And hence, when we talk about developing leadership education, I'm talking about, as I told you, insight and deep insight. I'm talking to you the way I'm doing, the way I have developed, or rather trying to develop, is what is the foundation. So, developing professional capabilities for the successful career and life are first we have to focus on academic leadership. When we talk about academic leadership, what is really a leadership in our case? It is an activity tied to the core work of organization, which is of course designed and developed by the organizational member to influence the and motivate students, to give them knowledge, and to make student and entire stakeholder to be practice and together in the organizational development. This is why we require leadership. And when we talk about specific to the education leadership, is the process of enlisting and guiding the talents and energies of teachers, pupils, and parents towards achieving common educational aim. So why governance is required? Because we alone are not involved. It is not teacher centric. It is a social centric, it is a learner centric. So we have to, whenever we talk about educational leadership, we have to bring these all talents, guide the students, and bring this energy together. So we go for, I'm quickly going, looking to the timing constraint, we have to see the focus on generating results to and achieve your organization vision. This very important part, why we require the academic leadership. Because unless until we have an academic leadership, we won't be able to reach the change focus. Foster productivity by designing the work practices, routines, systems, and structures. Just now in previous slides, we have seen that what new type of the education institution we are looking for, what type of education we want to give. Engage people from across the culture, background, and languages through effective communication. Academic leadership is required. Cultivate empowerment, integrity, and growth through your personal development and development of others. So, friends, why we require academic is that then to obviously we want to develop skills, knowledge, and positions you need to make a transformative impact. We want every individual to develop. But when it is possible, provided you have an academic leadership, you have a good governance. And why this is required, these are the few points onto that. And to begin this journey, obviously you all or many of you must be knowing, but I feel it important or significant at this moment to go back and develop a deep insight into the education. What is the really concept of the education and how it's reflected? See, Mahatma Gandhi ji used to say that education is development of body, mind, and soul. We have to go back. We will have to see whether we, our institution, our curriculum in the present context is successful in attaining this aim. We know all, nothing to hide from you. We know about the level of competency among the graduates, the employment ratio. The country is looking for the startup entrepreneurs. We talk of values and ethics. So, if we really want to provide an academic leadership, the education leadership, I think we need to really understand, realize that education is development of body, mind, and soul. What Swami Vivekananda said, education is the manifestation of divine perfection which already exists in the human being. Already. Try to understand, analyze the interdisciplinary approach, multidisciplinary approach is for the same reason. That this will help us that a student of different domains, different fields of education, they can excel because we are through the multidisciplinary education, interdisciplinary education, we are giving the opportunity for the student to come out with their own ideas. What Rabindranath Tagore says, the highest education is that which does not merely give us an information, but makes our life in harmony with all existence. My dear professor friend, our vision of National Education Policy 2020 is same. We want to go to the what our all philosopher has talked about that. And how we can bring into that, it doesn't mean that it didn't happen in the past, but now looking to the future goal and aim of our country, we need to focus into that. Sir Aurobindo, see, a very comprehensive statement. Education is meant to bring out the best in man, to develop his potentialities to the maximum, to integrate him with himself, his surroundings, his society, his country, and humanity, to make him the complete man, the integral man. Dear professors, Vasudhaiva Kutumbakam was the theme of our G20. Our national education policy through which we want to develop student a complete man, integral man. Academic leadership is required. Governance is required. And what is to be done is already given in the policy, or these all great philosophers has given a proper direction, concepts of that. And we have to now develop that ability, that leadership to transform into that. So is the process where we can really go into that. And since we talk of higher education, we must remember that in providing the leadership in the academics, these are the 4 objectives of higher education. You might have heard about Bologna process. The Bologna process, which is internationally accepted by all countries, they have decided the objectives of higher education. And we as a professors, we will have to read it. We will have to think over these statements and plan systematically so that these objectives are attained. Preparing for employment. In National Education Policy, we have started core elective, domain-specific electives. We started skill enhancing courses. We started ability enhancement courses. We have a multidisciplinary approach so that he can be well prepared for the employment. So we require leadership to prepare students for the employment, including entrepreneurship. Second, higher education objective, preparing for life as an active citizen in the democratic society. This citizen quotient need to enhance, enrich, because to make you yourself empowered, your family, your society, your country, your nation, very important is that citizenship. And that's why preparing for life as an active citizen in democratic society is the objective of higher education. Personal development, very important, and our higher education has to do that. And the fourth objective is development and maintenance of a broad advanced knowledge base. Vibrating knowledge society is the vision of our country, NEP 2020. Why academic leadership is required? Why? How to do it? These are few slides which will give an insight that yes, yeah, till this we were not focusing systematically on these aspects of education or higher education. If we do so, definitely will be able to provide good academic leadership, governance, and management to the institution. 4:30. And hence, all of you, you know the vision of NEP 2020. I know that in the last 2 weeks, you must have focused on this national education policy vision. I'm reading it in the context of academic leadership and all these things. The vision of the policy is to instill among the learners a deep-rooted pride in being Indian, not only in thought, but also in spirit, intellect, and deeds, as well as to develop knowledge, skills, values, and dispositions that support responsible commitment to human rights, sustainable development and living, and global well-being, thereby reflecting a truly global citizen. This is the vision of our NEP 2020. That's why you and me required academic leadership. That's why we required good governance. My dear professors, please see to these words. These are providing guiding principle to you and me that how we can develop, how we can really work on to this, provide a good academic leadership to this. And as been said by the Sustainable Development Goal 4, you know that education is a force multiplier which enables self-reliance, boosts economic growth by enhancing skills, and improve people's life by opening up opportunities to the better livelihoods. We need to understand. Education is not just a degree, it must be a purpose of life. To me, if I have to act as an academic leader, if these are the principles, these concepts, if these guidelines are available with me, I will be able to really implement National Education Policy 2020 and develop that ability, because it motivates me, it inspires me, it gives me a knowledge that yes, my profession is a noble profession, my teaching profession is a noble profession, and that's why we have to see how we can go about that. And as I said by APJ Abdul Kalam, sir, the purpose of education is to make good humans, skills, and expertise. So we want good humans with skills and expertise. And next part of the sentences is very important. Enlightened human beings can be created by teachers, you and me. See, This great philosopher, scientist has given us lots of input, and they have given so much, shown trust on you and me, so that we can really show to the entire globe, entire to the world, yes, we can create a vibrant economy. Of course, we require so many parts into work onto that. So education is life and career. We know the objectives of higher education, sustainable development and goals and education. And that's why our higher education has got some mission. And this all required leadership and management is vital to this. Now, if so is the case, let us go one by one to understand in depth about these all concepts. We need to practice this. We need to understand, we need to apply that. Because as I told you in the very beginning, we had an idea that the leader, there's only one leader in the institution, in the organization. But now, here we will observe in the background of whatever slides, whatever the point we have discussed, here we require everyone to be an academic leader. And what is the concept of academic leadership? Leaders in higher education institution, such as university presidents, deans, vice chancellor, department heads, teacher, set the vision and direction for the institutions. Please, what is the concept of academic leadership? We all teachers, head of department, directors, vice chancellor, presidents, we are showing, setting the vision and direction for the institution. They inspire faculty. They inspire staff. They inspire students by articulating a compelling mission, fostering a culture of academic excellence, and promoting values such as diversity, inclusion, and innovations. See the concept of academic leadership. What is really exactly is expected from you and me in demonstrating an academic leadership is to inspire your colleagues, your staff, your students by articulating a compelling mission, fostering a culture of academic excellence, values, and there we required a leadership. Effective leadership in higher education encourages collaboration, facilitates strategic planning, and adapts to the evolving needs of student, faculty, and society. If leadership is not there, we may not come to know what are the needs of students, what are the needs of faculty, what are the needs of society. So this leadership provide an opportunity for collaboration. Go with very strategically. From me, the future, rather current institution need to demonstrate a different type of leadership in these lines. We must have a very systematic and strategic plan for that. Effective academic leadership, governance, and management in higher education require a combination of elements and parameters for success, sustainability, and impact. And our academic leaders can only think about. And really thanks to the University Grants Commission, our HRDC Center, Dr. Babasaheb Ambedkar Marathwada University, then Malviya Mission Teacher Training Program, and you all, that yes, this is given an opportunity for us to showcase ourselves in a different platform, on a different dimensions. And that is where we can contribute in our career and life too. What are the elements of academic leadership? Setting vision and mission. We have to go for setting vision and mission for the institution. Strategic planning, we require a strategic planning. When we say that academic leadership is to be provided, means we have to set vision and mission. We have to articulate a clear vision and mission for the institution, often reflecting in values, what are academic goals, what are commitment to excellence. We work with the stakeholders, including faculty, staff, students, alumni, community, to develop a shared understanding of university's purpose and aspiration, institute purpose and aspiration. This is the job of academic leadership. We have a common practice of delivering a curriculum given by your own institute or university. But now, in the change scenario, you have to provide an academic leadership by setting the vision and mission. Strategic planning. We require a strategic planning efforts to identify what are the key priorities. We have to allocate the resources, and we have to chart the course for the future development of the university or higher education institution. We have to see what is the internal requirement, what is the internal landscape, what is the external landscape. Anticipate the emerging trends and challenges, and develop the strategies to enhance academic programs, research, student services, community engagement. Again and again, I feel that why teaching is called as a noble profession? Because we are the people who are supposed to provide such type of leadership to the society, to the country, to the nation. And now in G20, in national education policy, to the entire world. So we have to work onto that. Then we have to go for academic excellence. Going for academic excellence is that we have to promote rigorous standards of teaching, research, and scholarship. Faculty recruitment, retention, professional development efforts, high quality academic experiences for students, and contribute to the advancement of knowledge in their respective fields. This is the concept of academic leadership. You and me, including myself, my own enhancement, my colleagues, my students, my institute, my university, my society, we'll have to see that we go for academic excellence. I'm working from last 40 years in the field of education. I'm working in Pan India. And I'm really happy to see that the education environment has changed, has become very positive. And people really want, because I met with one parent from the rural area complaining me, sir, of course in their own mother tongue, that you are educating my child, you are giving them degrees, you are making them higher and higher learning. But what is the use for me, my family, my rural community? He's not talking about himself or herself. He's talking about rural area. He's talking about poor. He is a representative to we all who is complaining about their survival. So to me, as an academic excellence, how we can bring into that, there is a concept of academic leadership which we want to provide. Then how we can bring our effectiveness in academic leadership? We want a visionary leadership. We require a strategic planning. We require a collaborative engagement. We require academic excellence. And we require diversity and inclusion. If we bring this will bring sufficiently bring effectiveness in the academic leadership, visionary leadership. As I told you, sorry, as I told you, everyone is a leader. Keep in mind, think over and do something which really we can provide to the society. We can have an ethical leadership too, resource management that can add to the excellence into that. So, friends, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Just give me 1 minute. So, what we need to do, having this understood, realize the current situation, why academic leadership, what is the context of that, what is education, what are the elements of academic leadership, how I can make my academic leadership effective. Definitely, we need to align ourselves. Use self and self goals, professional competencies, career, and sustainable development goal 4. You have to align yourself with all these things. And for that, of course, the planning is required. We require a strategic planning to work, the strategic way to work onto that. Then only we can survive our purpose. Why we are conducting this NEP sensitization program is to really understand deeply into that, how these different elements of NEP policy, different policy requirements can be fulfilled. So friends, relax, take a long breath, talk to self, family, friends, and mentors. Take some time and write it. What is really your goal? What is your mission? Where really you want to go? And I want every one of us, but by taking just clues from different sessions of entire this training program, try to develop and go ahead into that and devise your self-life goals, your mission, your vision, your policy, and your mandate. You know the national education policy. You know yourself. You know your career and life. But now, somewhere you have to relax. Take a long breath. Talk to self, family, friends, and mentors. Take some time. Write it. I remember a quote of which you all must be knowing. Gautam Buddha used to say, hey man, where are you going? Please come down. Look back. Look back. Please stop. Think why you are on this planet. What is the purpose of your life? Don't fly. Don't fly. Come down. Come down. So, friend, great Gautam Buddha has given us a good teaching that now the time has come to think on what really we can do, what are our self-life goals, our vision, our policy and mandate in line with our noble profession of education. And then we can go for your different development tools. They may be who am I, explore self, you can do the SOC analysis, you can define your purpose of life, you can have your mission, what you are, what you want to be, your vision, Plan, a systematic set a plan, a policy, mandate, action. Search for your hobby and sustain it and monitor and review periodically. Then and then only it is possible. I'm not saying that I did something in my life, but definitely one thing I will tell you, I have made some sort of the policy decision in my life. Every year, I will attend one conference, I will attend one FDP, and I will publish one paper. Policy, see the policy, mandate, minimum one. Then we can. So we all need to think about, of course, that's why I equally made mention here that I want you all to also look to yourself. What's your hobby? And enjoy that hobby, sustain that hobby. Is very important. So we have to develop these management tools to develop your things. And then we can use brainstorming, define vision and mission, and use a strategic approach wherein you can go to that part of. And then think, when we talk about national education policy, we talk of Vasudhaiva Kutumbakam. We want to be a vibrant knowledge society. Think of yourself, I. Think of family. Think of society. Think of the profession in which you are working. Think about the organization where you are contributing. Think about the nation where you are living, and think about the world. Me and the world is very important to us. If you try and use this philosophy, you will be able to reach and provide academic leadership, the concept which we studied sometime before. Here we require that how me is helping me, developing, enriching me to the family, to the society, and so on and so on. And for that, we need to work. So focusing on me and organization equally important today, because through the organization, it may be university or any higher education institution, you and institution, these two cultures together, we can bring these things to happen, me and world. And that's why our focus has to be on to this. What is mission? Because now you're going to design a mission for yourself, your institute, your domain. What is the organization? Why do you exist? What is the purpose of being in existence? What are the organizational values and how the organization is distinct from others? This is known as mission. You must say that. Why do you exist? If my institute is there, my university is there, no doubt we are there for offering graduate, postgraduate research programs. What is the purpose of being in existence? Objectives of higher education, personal development, providing and employment. We want to broaden, advance, and broad-based knowledge. We want to develop a good citizen. Why? This is the purpose of that. What are the organizational values? Commitment, excellence, value and ethics, quality consciousness, quest for excellence. How is that you are distinct from similar others? That you have to find out. I am different from similar others. For example, I am serving in the rural part of the country, working for this privileged girls' education of my region. This is the uniqueness of me. So you must, every one of you, for your institution, for your organization, and for that time, for yourself, you have to design your mission and vision. So similarly, what is your vision? What the organization wants to be? What and when? Not only on what, by when, like it is said in our NEP 2020, it said that by 2040 we'll have all institution autonomous, multidisciplinary. They may be autonomous degrees or a university. Flexible education. Similarly, what is your vision of your institution? Is it that your vision is to empower the ambitions, the aims of students to become entrepreneurs, or whether your mission is to serve the society? There could be a 2, 3, 4, 5 mission statement which can. What is your vision? How do you look like your organization in 2030? My institution in 2030 will be an institute of a multidisciplinary education where multidisciplinary and interdisciplinary research will undertake. The projects and the research will be community oriented, and the focus of the institution shall be or will be on and development of entrepreneurship and employment through value ethic based human intervention. This is my vision. Example. Where we want to go, because when you are providing an academic leadership, you must know where you want to go. How do you look to your institution in 2030, 2040? What you are, what is your mission? You have to work on to that. So as an academic leadership, as you said sometime before, we have to focus on the mission and vision of that aspect. So friends, education, career and life, mission and vision for self and organization, I and the world, this strategic approach that we have to follow, and then we have to develop the leadership capabilities among ourselves. This together only we can go forward. Okay? Yes. Before I move forward, quick 2 to 3 questions, please, if any questions. Any questions, please? Okay. If no questions, I'll move forward. You will find in my many presentations, I have a high regards and place for APJ Abdul Kalam. To succeed in your mission, you must have single-minded devotion to your goal. This is the quote by APJ Abdul Kalam. I just passing this quote to you, all my professors. Yes. If you really want to have a mission, you must have a single-minded devotion to your goal. Again and again, and I may repeat in further my deliberations that equally I want you people to also look to yourself, give some time to your own, your family, your hobbies. Then only we can contribute to the society at a larger extent. Okay? So whatever is your society and family for that matter. So these intermissions were there earlier planned, because it was planned to have 2 sessions of 1.5 hours, but today, because of the time constraint, we are mixing or clubbing both the session together. Okay. Now, how we can demonstrate the leadership? In the earlier part, our focus was more on the understanding the concept, understanding the context, understanding the elements of that. And to work onto that, we started going to the process of that. I want all of you, when you work in the institution in various capacity, try to answer these questions, 4 questions. What educational purposes should the institute seek to attain? Taylor was a great educationalist. He has given 4 questions in the who one should think of while designing the curriculum. What educational purposes should the institute seek to attain? What educational experiences can be provided that are likely to attain these purposes? Third question, how can these experiences can be effectively organized? And the last question, how can we determine whether and to what extent these purposes are being attained? Report card. So, my dear professors, when we are providing an academic leadership, maybe at course level, at departmental level, at institute level, at regional level, university level, these 4 questions will help you to establish your leadership. Because when we say academic leadership is of an education, is of an academics development of knowledge, skills, and attitudes. And obviously, in these days, we follow the outcome-based education approach, which gives you a comprehensive, and you must have heard about in the national education policy, outcome-based education is prominently mentioned in many places. Okay. So in that context, we have to go and we have to work into that. And to have this excellence in the academics, how we can, one of the parameters is academic excellence. Achieving according to one's abilities, discovering one's talent, and developing diverse talent. So, in providing an academic leadership, we have to have an approach to enhance the academic excellence. These are the guidelines when you are demonstrating, when you are developing, we'll have to go on to that. I think 106 has raised the hand. Do you want to ask the question? Okay, I think no. Now coming to the governance part of that. What is governance actually? I'm going back to this slide before I start next deliberations. Leadership alone is not sufficient. It required leadership is there, but there is no governance. Good governance, but no management. That's why now we talk about different aspects of academic leadership. Now we'll go to the governance and try to understand what is mean by governance, in which you are supposed to work in developing these capabilities. Governance refer to the systems and procedure put in place to ensure that an organization operates ethically, transparently, and in alignment with objectives and stakeholders' interest. See, the core purpose of governance, the concept of governance, it refers to the systems and procedures which ensures that organization operates ethically, transparently, in line with the objectives and stakeholders' interest. It involves establishing policies, procedures, and controls to oversee decision making, risk management, and compliance. You might have heard of these words while writing the self-study report for the NAC or NBA. But now, I want every faculty, at least who are going to work as a brand ambassador for your institute, for your university, those who are connected today, you have to understand that if doesn't have a policy to the institution, if SOPs are not there, if you don't have a controls mechanism, some mandates and policies, then it becomes very difficult to manage the things. Governance frameworks often include mechanism for accountability, transparency, and effective communication between different levels of organization and stakeholders. I think by this time, you must have realized that what is the scope of governance? What is the meaning of governance? So, you have a leadership, but if governance is not in place, it so happen. In many organizations, vision is there, mission is there, but lack of governance. Lack of governance means no policies, no procedures, no accountability, no responsibility, no transparency, will not reach to our goals and aims. And that's why to bring this effective governance, clear governance structure are very, very important. Transparency and accountability is important. Stakeholders engagement is important. Strategic oversight is important, and ethical standards and integrities are important. Remember, governance goes with ethics, integrity, accountability, clear governance, inclusiveness, engaging many people, and you have a strategic oversight on what we can do. Examples: you should have a mission, vision, and values. You should have a policies and procedures. You should have a leadership structures. Whenever you are working, you should have that in your mind. Coming to the management part of that, when we talk of management, in the management, how we can go for that, how we can develop into that. Now, what is this management part of that? Management in higher education encompasses the day-to-day operation of academic programs, administrative function, and supporting services. Again, going back, right now, I have one of my engagement with very upcoming university in Pune, JSPM University, Pune. We are in the first year of the university. And from day one, not only vision and mission, but we have established directors of different schools. We have developed certain regulations. We have good procedures and policies in place. And even we have something like a guardian faculty mentorship program, where day-to-day operations of academic programs are administered along with deans, director, program coordinator, and teacher. So we need to work on such a thing. Academic managers, department chairs, and administrative leaders are responsible for resource allocations, budget management, and personal supervision to ensure effective functioning. So whenever you are working as an academic leader, you also have to ensure good governance and good management. And the management means going to the micro level so that you can really meet your mission. The effective management in higher education involves strategic enrollment planning, curriculum development, student support services, research administration, facility management, etc., etc., etc. I mean, see, governance, when you talk of leadership, leadership possible to reach to the leadership mission and vision, the management which is working on different components, elements of university or higher education institution is equally important. And management knowledge help you to focuses on those critical aspect of the higher education institution, like we say about enrollment planning, admissions, curriculum development, student support services, research administration, so on to so on. The elements of management are academic program management. You have to plan academic program management. We have to go with financial management. My dear professor, I know that you all are working in different institutions. You must be having good number of experience. But let me tell you now, very soon, if you are not autonomous, you are going to become a multidisciplinary autonomous institution. Might be if you are autonomous, you will become multidisciplinary autonomous institution and slowly traveling, marching towards university. Then every one of us must know how to go for academic program management, how to go from financial management, because this knowledge to our teacher is very important. When we plan of academic, just now sometime before, we talk about mission and vision for institution. Similarly, mission and vision for department. What are your strategic planning? So strategic planning is to meet the vision and mission. Strategic planning talks about projects and different targets. And for that, planning is required, and for that, proper management at minute level. Going to the financial requirement, we need to do. So, as I said in the beginning of my session, we need to continuously develop ourselves professionally. Human resource management is not only the game of numbers, it's a game of intellect, it's a game of interest, it's a game of selective, inclusiveness is equally important. How you manage the resources, that ability we have to develop. Research administration, you all know that already we have started our bachelor's degree from 3 years to 4 years. Honors degree we have started to develop a research attitude, critical thinking amongst the students. But this need to be properly administered. We must answer the question that, or issue that, how the research component can be developed to at what level when we are addressing or teaching to an undergraduate students. Which type of projects we must give to the students, all these things we need to work when we are there. Then students affair management. Student is very important, and we all are there because students are there. We have to motivate student, we have to inspire the student, we have to mentor the students, we have to facilitate them. And as we discuss in one of the concept of education, making him a complete man, integral man. We want to have his own potential should come up. And that's why student affairs is not only hostels, playground, but you have to think that yes, you are shaping his future, her future. And that required lot of management to you as an academic leader as such. And obviously, in these days, we have to put lot of emphasis on the technology management, information technology management. lot of information technology management tools, knowledge. I will not say that everyone must know programming, but you must know that how we can make the use of information technology in the education, in the academics, so that our purpose and aims can be properly enhanced. And this effective management are possible with strategic alignment. Align management activities with institutional goals, priorities, and academic mission to ensure coherence and effectiveness. I don't know how many of you have visited countries abroad, especially in South Asia or European countries for that matter. Even our nearby countries, they are going very strategically. You will find mission and vision is clearly defined. And not only that, there is a strategic planning. And beyond that, there is strategic alignment. You can see that how the institution is marching towards the vision, towards the mission, how it's following the mission. Their management is required. So we teacher, when we talk of an academic leadership, is not only having the capabilities or attribute of academic leader, but having good governance and effective management. And one of that prime is strategic alignment. Process optimization. Identifying the opportunities for streamlining the workflows, improving the efficiency, reducing the bureaucracy in administrative and operational process. Make it more transparent, more human oriented, because you will find that this bureaucracy will damage your system, will damage your process. Communication and collaboration. To make your management very effective, you have to focus on the communication and collaboration. Foster open communication channels. Collaborate among the administrators, faculty, staff, students, other stakeholders to facilitate coordination and problem solving. We say in the beginning, when we were referring to the academic leadership, how the role of collaboration is going to be important. Inclusiveness is going to be important. So, communication and collaboration can result in an effective management, and that principle you have to follow and bring in your designing the management processes. Performance management, very important factor. Establish clear performance metrics and goals for departments. Excuse me, please. For departments, units, individuals, and provide regular feedback and support for performance improvement. We know that in many institutions we are using performance appraisal. But now in national education policy, we talk about 360-degree assessment and performance appraisal. Here, like we teachers, similarly, we want to even appraise our students, manage their performances. And that's why you must have a clear performance matrix. We call them as rubrics. If you remember, we call it the rubrics, and goals for departments, for different units, for individuals. and we must provide good regular feedback and support for performance improvement. It should not be only performance measurement. Managing the performance means you are contributing, supporting for the performance improvement. You are uprising and you are giving the opportunity for them to develop into that. Very important aspect of a this is adaptability and innovation. Embrace innovation and adapt management strategies in response to the changing internal and external factors such as technological advancements, demographic shift, and economic needs or trends. In the very beginning slide, second slide, I was talking about the demography. I'm relating this to demography, that we must, as a teacher, we work in different environment, different cities, different type of the students. So the adaptability and innovation is must, and we must embrace innovation. And we must be adapting to these aspects. Now, when we talk of academic leadership as a whole, you may say, sir, okay, fine. What are the teachers' role in academic leadership, governance, and management? Please excuse me. In the third word, there is some spelling mistake. Instead of iron, it has been written as double iron. I'm sorry for that. So what is teachers' role in academic leadership, governance, and management? Because I don't know, some of you might be professors, associate professors, assistant professors. Some of you might be a head of department, might be director, might be deans, or heading sub-unit. So how you be teacher as a whole, irrespective of your position, can our role can demonstrate in the role in academic leadership. Teacher contribute to academic leadership by embodying the institution mission, values, and education goals in their teaching, research, and service activities. See, sometimes we feel when I'm using the word academic leader, obviously, in the present context, we get confused with the word leader. Though I have explained you in the very beginning that everyone need to be leader now to reach to our mission, to reach to our vision. So is to so, as a teacher, when you are performing a role of academic leader, you can contribute to academic leadership by imbibing, by bringing institution mission and values and educational goals in their teaching, research, service, and activities. They participate in curriculum development, program assessment, and academic planning process to ensure the quality, relevance, and rigor of the academic program. See, important role. There is a very famous African proverb. It takes an entire village to raise a child. So we all teachers together, not only from the department or the course or the institution, but in the university, all we together, we should participate in curriculum design, program assessment, academic planning process to ensure quality, relevance, and rigor of academic programs. Teacher often serves in leadership roles within their department or academic units, providing expertise, guidance, and mentorship to the colleagues and students. See the different roles you can play. I have just listed few roles in which you can demonstrate the leadership in the institution in the form of a academic leader as an institution. So when we think of a academic leader at a university level or an institute level or a department level and a faculty level, yes, we'll have to think that even at that level, what are the leadership roles that we have to provide and what roles we have to play when we are working as a teacher in the institution. Role in governance. Teachers participate in governance process through faculty governance bodies, committees, and task force that shape institutional policies, procedures, and priorities. See your role. Why? Why we want you people on the different committees? Your committees, you require to be there for working to shape the institutional policies, procedures, and priorities. And that is very important role of teachers in the governance of the institution. They contribute to decision making on academic matters such as curriculum revision, academic standards, faculty hiring and promotion, and student academic policies. Till today, barring autonomous units, there is very little role of teacher in the governance. But the days to come, when we are going to become, every institute is going to become autonomous, multidisciplinary autonomous, multidisciplinary university, the role of each and every teacher in governance is must, so that you can contribute in decision making on academic matters. See how the teacher's academic leadership has got the significance in education process, in education institutions. Curriculum revision, because we are accountable, we are responsible, we have certain mission and vision, standards of academics, so on. Teacher represent the academic perspective and advocate for the interest of faculty and students in governance discussion, ensuring that their voices are heard and considered. I don't know how many of you have gone through the word to word of National Education Policy 2020. There you will find lot of importance is given, lot of voice is given to the teachers so that they can contribute in the academic excellence of the institution, advocating their needs, their requirements into the process of that. What is the role of teacher in management? This is well known to you because that you are presently doing. But now there is a broader, there are rather I can say, there is a canvas size is going to be little bigger. Teachers are involved in management activity at various levels, from managing their own classroom and course material to participating in departmental and program administration. Today, I don't have that much time to go to the details to talk about program administration. But then, when we really want to achieve the mission and vision of the department, the program education objectives of that program, the program outcome of that programs, the program specific outcome of that programs, the course outcome, we required lot of management activities to be done at the department level, and programmatic administration is required. Today, we do have an outcome-based education. We are using outcome-based education approach. But if we talk about the management, to that management level, we are very little involved. This, of course, there might be exceptions. This I'm telling based upon my pan-India experience in this domain. Teachers collaborate with administrator and staff to coordinate academic schedules, allocate resources, and implement academic initiatives to support student learning and success. Why I'm taking a deep breath? I'm just again reminding of the basic concept of education. I'm again reminding of the quote by APJ Abdul Kalam: sacrifice, sacrifice, sacrifice for better tomorrow. We all teachers are a noble profession. So we'll have to see how we can really contribute and support student learning and success. Teachers contribute to the efficient operation of academic programs by adhering to the policies and procedures, meeting deadlines, and communicating effectively with colleagues and students. So, your role of teacher in these all walk of life, as providing academic leadership, in the governance, and in the management, is very essential. And as we discussed before, the mission and vision is important. And visionary leadership is very must. And we try to develop that visionary leadership. Believe, my dear friends, each and every one of you is a precious one for the development of tomorrow. Our leadership, our vision, our mission, the policies and procedure, the implementation of that is only going to reach to us to the vision of national education policy. And for that, we have to go very strategical. When I talk of role in management, I want every one of you to please, if you have not gone or come across any time strategic planning, go for strategic planning. Follow some systematic model for strategic planning for your own self, for your program, for your department, for your institute, for your university, because strategic planning is one of the tools which will take you to your vision, to follow your mission. It will tell you about what are the thrust area, what are your strong areas, what are your challenging tasks, what are the weaknesses, what are the opportunities. It will also direct you that what is really you need to follow certain values. And definitely, strategic planning will throw light on what different schemes you can use. Like you know very well, when we talk about the NAC, the current self-study report, if you take a manual of, say, autonomous institution or for a affiliated institution, 2.5.2, what are the institutional schemes in different areas? So these schemes, it may be a skill development, it may be a technology development, it may be a life skills. So These strategic planning will help you what type of schemes you need to adopt. Because you are doing internal scanning, you are doing external scanning, and then you are coming to the strategic planning and program, and you can very well craft your short-term, medium-term, and long-term goals. It's very must. And that's why those who have not undergone the education of strategic planning, it's my appeal to all of you to go through the chapter of strategic planning. Learn that. You can write to me. My email I have given in the beginning also, or even I may give at the end. You write to me. Because strategic planning is going to be useful to us. Now, what are the factors which affect academic leadership, governance, and management? We must know where we can get fail. I'm not showing this slide as a negative slide. I'm showing this slide to prepare you in advance that for effective leadership, effective academic leadership, effective governance, and effective management, you must take note of these factors which will affect otherwise. Limited resources. This factor may affect your academic leadership, governance, and management. So you have to do two things. Number one, go for optimal utilization of resources. And number two, go for indigenous alternative resources. Because to begin with, any institution, any university, any department for that matter, may not be full-fledged with all resources. Because we are now going to grow in a different environment, in different system. As I told you, you are going to become autonomous institution, multidisciplinary institution, university. And when you begin this journey, there is chance of resources, crunch of resources. And that's why strategy planning is important so that you can go for optimal resources, or you can go for a alternative ingenious resources. Resistance to change is very going to be experienced at every stage. I thanks again to Malviya Mission teacher training for sensitizing my faculty professors on the NEP 2020, so that once they sensitize it, then obviously resistance will come down. Now, you professor who are connected to this program, my appeal to all of you to transform this, sensitize your colleagues, your friend, go beyond that, society, students, so that there won't be a resistance to the change. Bureaucracy and red tape. You have to understand what is the cause of bureaucracy and red tape. Since we all are not involved in the management and governance, few of us own that, and they become a bureaucrat. They become a red tape. And that's not envisaged in our governance, in our academic leadership. There should not be bureaucracy. Transparency, inclusiveness, this all must be there. I'll come back to you. Just give me 1 minute. Hello, am I audible to you? Am I audible to you?
Yes, sir. You are audible, sir.
Okay, fine, thank you. Because I have a power problem, so I was a bit worried. Lack of training and development. Believe me, my dear friend, and you all must be knowing that there are 50 so-called as human resource persons have identified across the country. Dr. Rafi sir must be having that list. But they can give you a good training and development. But not only that, I want now you all become a trainers and educate your faculty. Because lack of training and development will not result in achieving our mission and vision. So lack of training and development has to be properly looked into that. Inadequate communications and collaborations. Yesterday, I was in one of the city and talking to the management. People generally make a comment that, sir, national education policy implementation need to be more given inputs. And that one of the input, what we come to a conclusion that we require that our student must be educated. Our society, industry, professional, organization, management, they all need to be trained about that, because we've been lot of things in our national education policy, but for proper participation into that, the collaboration, if there is a lack of collaboration, we won't be able to do that things. And clear roles and responsibilities. My appeal again and again to all of you, believe me, very soon, those who are not autonomous, you're going to become autonomous. Start learning, drafting the governance structure. I know that many of you must have applied for NAC. You are a NAC accredited institution or NB accredited institution. That ecosystem is already developed. We want to strengthen that so that our roles and responsibilities are important. They become very clear. Resistance from the stakeholders, internships, experiential learning, even when we talk about student assessment, there's a continuous assessment from teachers, student, 360-degree performance assessment. We need to create, educate people, and we have to give the good knowledge so that there is no external pressure and influence us that. One of the hurdle is leadership turnover. Of course, very few it happens, but in some cases, if leader, I mean to say a director or principal or head of department is changing again and again, of course, you and me cannot do anything for that, but you can convey this to the management that yes, we have to focus that the leaders turnover is maintained. It should not be continuous leaders should not be changed. And complexity of higher education environment. I told you in the very beginning. As I told you, I travel across the country internationally. And when I, of course, thinking of my country, I have seen very rural area, tribal area, this privileged group. Yesterday, my dear friend, I had a dinner in a one school, residential school, which works for mentally retired students. And they want to take this student to a higher education. One simple, just give me an example. And when we talk of the student coming from remote, rural, disprivileged society, there is a complex nature because education is dynamic. Why we require academic leadership, why require governance, that we remain in tune with time. And this hurdle can also be minimized and removed when we go for the process of going excellence and excellence. There's an interconnect when we talk about academic leadership, we talk about governance, management. While leadership, governance, and management have distinct roles and functions, they are connected and complementary in driving organizational success. Keep in mind. It's very important. Very important that we find three things are different. Whenever you were listening or might be thinking on the different aspect which I presented today, you find out how this leadership, governance, management, no, there is an interconnect. They are complementary to each other. As I told you, my having a good academic leadership is not sufficient. Equally, I require good governance, systems and procedure. Systems and procedures are there, but there is no good management. So they are complementary to each other. Effective leadership inspires and guides the people. Governance provides the framework for decision making and accountability. And management ensure the execution of plans and achievement of objective. See, academic leadership is just like a seed sown in a land. And when we say implement management, we get the fruits of that. So much is the connection. Good watering is required. We have to give them some additional fertilizers, input. We have to properly treat the plant. Similarly, we have to treat the student. Together, they can contribute to the overall effectiveness and sustainability of an organization. I remind of time and again many institutions abroad which have studied. And especially when I'm talking from the education context, how this academic leadership, in the higher education context, leadership, governance, and management work together to advance institutions' academic mission, foster student success, and address the challenges and opportunities facing the higher education sector. I need not talk you much on what are the challenges and opportunities that we have. Recently, we talk about, I will not say challenge, then opportunity of artificial intelligence. It's a good opportunity to all of us. We have an opportunity of global employment. We have an opportunity for entrepreneurship. But we have a challenge of quality, standards, ethics. So we all together, that has to be bringing the process of education. And that's why how they are related. Strong leadership sets the tone for academic excellence and institutional values. Effective governance ensures accountability and compliance, and efficient management ensures optimal use of resources to support teaching, research, and service activities. We together, we have to understand the role of this academic leadership, governance, and management in our institution. So friends, when we work onto that, we know that life as a teacher begins the day you realize that you are always a learner. One of the famous quote which I use time and again. So we as a teacher, as I said sometime before, that yes, teaching is a noble profession. We can do a lot. We can do a lot for enhancing the students to the institution, to the research. And if you see to these dimensions of academic leadership, its component, definitely your life as a teacher begins the day you realize that you are always a learner. And I'm quite sure that you will be able to do many things in your life. I am concluding my session again with the man, a visionary man, APJ Abdul Kalam's quote. What he says, don't take rest after your first victory. Don't take rest after your first victory, because if you fail in second, more lips are waiting to say that your first victory was just by luck. So friends, we have to work continuously. Whatever the dream, whatever the vision we have established in our country, and I'm very happy to share that the professor like you are undergoing the training, sensitizing about national education policy. They are doing many innovations. I have seen many curriculum across the country. They are NEP based. They are making many innovations. Interdisciplinary research is there. Multidisciplinary research are there. Institutions are across the countries are approaching me also, because I am one of the person working in the education for curriculum design and development, innovative assessment evaluation practices, even for going for a strategic planning. So we have to continuously work in the area. You have to win, you have to win, and you have to win, win, and win. With that, I conclude this my session. I thank you all, though you are connected uh, virtually, but I hope you were with me while I was deliberating on different concepts. Of course, time was only 2 hours. I tried to, I have limited on my some examples, some explanation, but I know that you are enough intelligent to understand the message I wanted to give it through today's session. Thank you once again to you, to HRDC, Dr. Babasaheb Ambedkar, Marathwada University, Dr. Rafet sir.
Sir,
Yeah.
still, if you want to continue, you can continue for 15-20 minutes, sir. It will take time for us.
Okay, okay.
Huh?
Acha.
If you want to continue, or we
Yeah,
can
yeah.
take a break. Huh? If you want to continue.
No, what I'll do in the next 10 minutes, I will be very happy. I can continue. I can continue. That's not
Yes.
the matter. But
Yes.
if I got some few questions.
Yes.
Yes. Friends, this is my book on outcome-based education, which talks about the strategic planning also and outcome-based education also. Okay. Yeah, question please. This is my email ID, firstfound@gmail.com. I will come out to you very soon. If you have no question, I will come with my very one more small presentation. Yes. May I invite any questions, please? Yes. Okay. I will share with you 1 meter, my dear friends. I'm just opening. I'm opening my one more very I can say slide to you. I thank sir for giving me this opportunity. I'm closing this PPT and opening another PPT. Just give me 1 minute. It's opening. Just give me 1 minute, please. We all have really good discussion today. Can you see this slide? Yes.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. Yeah.
Can visible, sir.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yes.
Just I'll take. I just want to take you. Uh, Whenever I discuss, I wanted to show you at the beginning, but I didn't did so because of the time constant. This is a Tommy's window slideshow from which I have taken, and this talks you about uh, the very important aspect. What is success? Every one of us to laugh often and much. You can do many things with this. This is what one I wanted to show, because all the time we look for the success, and we want to develop a success among the our students in our career also equally. So we must know how we can really work onto that, how we become a success to the this task of our life and career. Yes. Any questions, please? Any questions? No questions? Okay. I have many things to show you. I have many things to show you. I'll be showing very soon. I would have actually welcomed the questions from your side. Uh, yes, we have another 5 to 7 minutes. Yes. I'm now going to share you two, three slides, not because the time is available, but only to talk about how we as a teacher can provide the inspiring leadership to the students, enhancing the teacher's awareness at the macro level in the education society relationship, and at micro level in the teacher learner relationship is what we really talk about inspiring leadership. We have to all the time try about how we can act as a third parent. When I was reading to the national education policy, though I was working on this theme of teacher, the third parent, but after going to the national education policy, understanding the role of teacher, I have realized that the role of teacher is very important. So, and obviously, we can provide a good number of this inspiring leadership. And then we think of and remind of Swami Vivekananda. Stand up and express the divinity within you, as said by Swami Vivekananda. We must remind in these days of educational leadership, in when we have already started implementing NEP 2020, in providing academic leadership, we must get inspired by leader like Swami Vivekananda. APJ Abdul Kalam, a great scientist who studied in a very rural family. Still, when he was alive, he used to visit to his teacher, and you know his progress not only in the part of the space research, but he has given lot of education and created as an inspiring leadership among all sects. Recently, we have a Chandrayaan, and we in the 2020 also we went to the polar satellite launch vehicle which we developed. Our women are working in the space. That should be proud of. We must get inspired. How this could have been happened? How Kalpana Chawla might have taken birth? How she might have shaped and grown up? Who were the teacher? Which were the institution? For APJ Abdul Kalam, for Swami Vivekananda. Very famous actor Soni Sood have pledged to support the complete college education for students. Indeed, they see his work during the COVID, where he got inspired. Who was his teacher? Which was his institution? We need to get inspired with these people. Jaya Prada, being an actress, working in different languages, she also became enter into the politics. Pushpa, the movie, you know the very fascinating role played by Samantha in picture Pushpa. Her role, her activity, his excellence into that, to me, I get inspired. यार इसको कहाँ पे ट्रेनिंग मिली होगी, कहाँ से एजुकेशन इसको मिला होगा, ऐसे बच्चे को हम कैसे तैयार कर सकते हैं. प्रभास, Amitabh Bachchan, and we have many more. The message is everyone has his own specific urge or mission in life. Everyone must carry out a concrete assignment that demands fulfillment. Therein, he cannot be replaced, nor can his life be repeated. Thus, everyone's task is unique. Friends, that is what at the end I want to say to you. I will not talk because of the time constraint and this. I stop my presentation. Thank you once again, and I take a leave from you from this session. Thank you so much to one and all once again. Thank you. Over to Dr. Rafe sir.
Okay. सो पार्टिसिपेंट अभी 10 मिनट का टी ब्रेक है, उसके बाद वैलिडेटरी सेशन स्टार्ट होगा।
गीत आमुचे सागराचे इतिहासाचे जनमनाचे गीत आमुचे जागराचे गीत आमुचे आकाशाचे गीत आमुचे सागराचे इतिहासाचे जनमनाचे गीत आमुचे जागराचे
अभंगाचे ओवीचेही माय बोलीचे माहेर
वाऱ्यातही मराठीचे दिवे लख घरोघर संत महंतांचे विरागी गीत आमुचे वादळाचे इतिहासाचे जनमनाचे गीत आमुचे जागराचे तंतु तंतु संघर्षाचा पैठणीत भिनलेला
नक्षीतच पक्षी पक्षी विजयाचा मिळलेला
सोन पहाट उदयाचे गीत आमुचे उजेडाचे इतिहासाचे जनमनाचे गीत आमुचे जागराचे प्रज्ञेचा सूर्य नवा शब्द शब्द उजळून गेला समतेचा संगराचा अर्थ ढाळून गेला विराट विशाल संस्कृतीचे गीत आमुचे जीवनाचे इतिहासाचे जनमनाचे गीत आमुचे जागराचे गीत आमुचे आकाशाचे गीत आमुचे सागराचे इतिहासाचे जनमनाचे गीत आमुचे जागराचे
So, Amol, you can stop the university song. We are just waiting for our chief guest, Ajit Thete sir, to join this cloud meeting. So, I request all participants to open their cameras for this valedictory function. All participants. Yes, sir. The director sir join हुए. आप join होते? Hello. So indeed, it was really nice journey of 8 working days with all these participants on NEP sensitization and orientation program. This was the sixth NEP orientation sensitization, or fifth NEP orientation and sensitization program being organized by Malviya Mission Teachers Training Center, Dr. Baba Saheb Ambedkar, Marathwada University, Chhatrapati Sambhaji Nagar. And I hope that all of you have taken something in your bags, which you will deliver to your colleagues and friends. Most important thing, friends, that time and again it has been instructed to each and every one that the documents need to be uploaded. Hello. हाँ सर, एक 2 मिनट ज्वाइन हुए ना वैलिडिटी। हाँ हाँ करिए, 2 ही मिनट में एक वैलिडिटी सेशन लेके छोड़ दीजिए। Time and again it has been instructed that all participants should upload their documents, that is the nomination letter, your I-card and photo. Without that, we can't process your certificate. Even you have presented, being present here for 8 days, you have given the MCQs exam, फिर भी हम आपके सर्टिफिकेट प्रोसेस नहीं कर सकते हैं। ये पोर्टल यूजीसी का है, और यही चीज अगर आप महीने भर के बाद में देंगे, दैट विल क्रिएट अ मेस, इट विल क्रिएट अ one sort of confusion. So for what we have decided now, अगर कोर्स कंप्लीट होने के बाद में भी अगर पार्टिसिपेंट ये अपलोड नहीं करते हैं, so with the permission of our respected director, what we will do now, we will transfer the slot of these participants to the next course. If you are failing to upload your documents on the portal, we will transfer your slots immediately on Saturday. Saturday will be the last day. On Saturday, we will transfer the slots of the participants to the next course. So after that, don't blame the MMTTC that we haven't given you the certificates. It is a humble request from our side that kindly upload all the documents. Within few minutes, our resource person, chief guest, and a valedictory address, Dr. Ajit Thete will join. Just we are waiting for him. Amol, kindly make Ajit Thete sir a co-host.
Okay,
By
sir.
name, he has joined.
Yes, sir.
Thank you. So I welcome our resource person for this afternoon session, Dr. Ajit Thete sir, who has already delivered a nice talk to us. But still, as a part of this validatory function, I would now request Dr. Ajit Thete sir to deliver a validatory address to all of us in brief. Over to you, sir.
Thank you so much, Dr. Rafi sir. It was really a pleasure to join this afternoon on the Malviya Mission Teacher Training Program to sensitize NEP 2020. It was a 2-week program, and I happened to meet with one of the participants of this program. And really, the participants have got good inputs from this. On this validity program, I urge and appeal to all my faculty members that through HRDC, like one of the HRDC at Dr. Babasaheb Ambedkar Marathwada University, across the country, these programs are going on. We should take maximum advantage of this program. And not only that, our journey starts after the conclusion of the program. We need to work on to that. And in doing so, individual faculty has to prepare in-depth detailed plan, as I discussed in my earlier meeting. Really enjoying and every topic, every activity, every decision which you are going to take is going to add to our country's future. So please enjoy. As I said sometime before, teacher role is very crucial. Developing this academic leadership among the students, among the teachers, is our prime objective. And I'm quite sure that we all together will all work on this. My topic of academic leadership, governance and management was just one topic out of this. But I urge you to read entire document of National Education Policy, number one. Number two, you must have given a lot of inputs during this training program. Please work on how you can contribute to this different aspect. Rather, I will invite you to work on to the micro level, take the leadership into this activity, so that it will help many individual, many institutions in going for the NEP 2020. Really, thank you so much. I have a lot to say about this program, your participation, and as usual, thanks again, Dr. Rafe sir, for inviting me to this program for the validity. Thank you all, and all the best. Thank you. Bye bye.
Thank you, sir. So it was really a nice journey, and rightly said by our resource person that we should carry this message forward to the society. And rightly, in the starting of his lecture, he has pointed out that what the main key objective of national education policy is to our country should become a developed nation, and we should achieve the target of $5 trillion economy. So not taking much of time, I would now request our Honorable President of this valedictory function, Professor Satish Patil sir, to deliver a presidential remark to this valedictory function.
Good afternoon, all of you. Respected Thete sir, just I heard him. Now the guest of this concluding session, respected Sri Ajit Thete sir, who is the director of the Center for the Development of Leadership in Education, and I am very closely associated with him since 2 to 3 decades. In fact, we have started this NEP sensitization orientation program from 11th of March, and now today is a concluding session. During this journey, we have tried our level best to invite the renowned experts of the Pan India, and who can interact, who can share their experiences and knowledge with you all participants. And we have given a free hand to all of you to interact freely with every expert, not only during the session, but even after the session also. If you want to interact with them, if you want some clarification, if you want their help, you are free to get any kind of assistance from them. I think this platform we have provided to you. As Thete sir rightly pointed out, that we have to take a leadership in education, because you know that the educational reforms which are going to come through this national education policy in the years to come. But the most important part is that it is not like that what it was earlier in the framed curriculum, that beyond not the curriculum was not beyond the classroom or the academic institutions. But now if you see that the credits which has been distributed among the skilled forces, the subject specific electives, OEs, on-job trainings. I think this is something new for the student, where they can really build up the confidence in themselves, and we'll see that they will show the responsibility of the nation. The most important part in the NEP which is being highlighted is that we have to bring the Indianness into education, in every education, which we were having some 200, 300 years back. But you know that after that, there was, you know that the Britishers and the Mughals, they entered into the country and they have spoiled. We normally used to blame the Maccalo, that he was responsible to spoil the Indian education system. But now, after the 75 years of independence, now we can't blame them if we don't make any kind of revolution into the education systems, because 75 years is not a small period. It is a big period for us, that now we have to revamp this curriculum framework and see that every education should be with the outcomes, and outcome not only in terms of the objectives, in terms of objectives, what was the objective of the course and what is the outcome. I think we must highlight on that to the student. And I think all the experts, they have interacted with you all on the research and development, skill development, student diversity and inclusive education, as well as the the other holistic and multidisciplinary, as well as the academic leaderships. I think it is very important, because this is the age of information and communication. If you could be able to communicate all these things to the students with a proper spirit, and it is very important. Earlier, the evaluation was taken up for the students in the form of only examinations. That is, examinations either internal or external. But now, through the providing on-job trainings, the internships, as well as the in-plant training, dissertations, and even having some skills through the skill development courses, I think we are trying to build the students' career holistically. And I think for that purpose, as it has been rightly pointed out by the Thete sir, that we have to take the leadership at a micro level to see that each and everything that needs to be transformed to the student, and see that these students will be the future of our country. Because when we are talking about the developing nation, and when we are dreaming a developed nation in the years to come, in the decades to come, we have to see that we have to put our efforts into it as a teacher, and see that how we can provide every opportunity to the students, our students, to see that they should learn each and everything what they wanted to be from all over the world, from all over the globe, and we should provide them every opportunity. Every platform should be available to them through us, and that is the duty as a part of our the teachers' role. And our role is very important in shaping of the career of the students. I believe that by sensitizing through these experts and interacting with them, sharing their experiences with us and our experience with them, we'll certainly be able to create a good education system robust education system in the near future, and we'll see that as it has been rightly told by Director of Higher Education, at about 70% of the population is below 40 years of age in the country. And I think this kind of education system will certainly boost their confidence to become an entrepreneur or a good employer or a good entrepreneur or even the good leaders of the nations. And I think this is the path what it has been designed by our the experts in the education at the national level, and this policy which has been taken for its implementation. And I hope that we all teachers will certainly take it into a right spirit, and will see that each and everything which is being taken into this policy has to be implemented effectively in the near future, and see that every student should be get benefited, so that the migration of the students can be stopped from this country. GR can be improved, and even the work to the every hands of the students will be there from such kind of implementations. I think with this I conclude, and I thank Dr. Ajit Thete sir said that he has spared his valuable time, because I have seen that he's sitting in car somewhere in Mumbai and or somewhere outside, but he's very much committed. As in when we request him, he's always ready to give his best to this university particularly, and that to this HRDC center. I thank Ajit Thete sir for sparing your valuable time, and I also thank you all participants that you have taken a very painful efforts to sit every day 3 hours from last 2 weeks, and to see that you are also part of the change what is going to happen through this education policy. And I think that great will be also for us when we will be able to implement this policy, or whatever the issues which has been raised in this policy. I think we'll be able to tackle these issues at our own level, and we'll see that, because you know that in education, for this education policy, at about 25% of the credit which has been assigned at the local level, which needs to be designed by that particular institutions where the students are taking education. I think that is the beauty of this national education policy. I think we'll take certainly benefit of it in the futures to come, and we'll see that we should be instrumental. We will be instrumental in shaping of the career of our students. Thank you very much, sir.
Thank you, sir, for your valuable remarks in the concluding session of this NEP orientation and sensitization course. Before concluding, my special thanks to our respected guest for being here, a helping hand. Since 12 years, I'm seeing that Dr. Ajit Thete sir, being it an offline, online course, every time he is available to this UGC Malviya Mission Teachers Training Program. So we are really thankful that he has spared his valuable time. Again, a last time a request to all participants that kindly upload your nomination letter. Many a times it has been seen that whatever selection letter we are giving to you, you are uploading the same nomination letter on that particular website. The nomination letter is an NOC, a no objection certificate, or we can say it a permission certificate from your higher authorities on a letterhead of the higher authority, needs to be uploaded in a PDF form, your college I-card and a photo. So before concluding, I would now request Amol to start the national anthem, and I would now request all persons to stand up for national anthem.
जनगण मन अधिनायक जय हे भारत भाग्य विधाता पंजाब सिंध गुजरात मराठा द्राविड उत्कल बंगा विंध्य हिमाचल यमुना गंगा उच्चल जलधि तरंगा तव शुभ नामे जागे, तव शुभ आशीष मांगे, गाहे तव जय गाथा। जन गण मंगलदायक जय हे भारत भाग्य विधाता। जय हे जय हे जय हे जय 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 हे।
Thank you. I would